Well, a business venture expected to bring in millions for the area's economy begins this week. It is the Lufthansa airline between Charlotte and Frankfurt, West Germany.
First flight begins just 3 days from now. Tonight, news anchor Tom Miller begins a week-long look at the potential impact this move will mean for the Carolinas.
And Tom joins us now live via Spacelink from Frankfurt. Guten Nacht.
Guten Abend, Karen.
All right, that sounds better.
Guten Abend from 30 Unter Main-Kai, our location overlooking the Main River here in Frankfurt. As you said, we are taking a look this week at this banking capital and other German cities. And first we begin with the hopes and fears that are developing through the reunification of the two Germanys and the two Berlins.
The hammering, the chipping away that began last November continues today. But now, on the very spot where part of the wall once stood, Turks sell pieces of one of communism's greatest symbols.
Do you sell a lot of these? Lots of people buy?
The euphoria over the fall of the wall has been replaced with concern among West Berliners. Some even say they want the wall back and higher than before. With so many foreigners and East Berliners flooding in, they are besieged by crowds, traffic, and pollution from the east, like that of the two-cycle cars driven by most East Berliners. And long lines at grocery stores are making shopping an ordeal.
To make shopping, you have to wait half hour to get the car. So normally I go inside now with my bag and put the things in, and I have to wait a little more time on the cash.
Longer lines.
Yes, longer lines.
The shift to a new economy is squeezing East Berliners as well. They're finding freedom has a price.
My husband lost his job already, and he's trying to get to be independent, to go in business, in paintings, and I'm going to lose a job. From next week, I'm going to start a part-time job as a secretary.
And there is more hardship to come, and West Berliners worry it will fall on them. Berlin's government will have to raise billions of Deutschmarks to accomplish reunification. The deputy mayor of Berlin told me Westerners fear that means higher prices and taxes.
We have to put, for instance, the two parts together in social life, in cultural life, and we have to find out how we can finance this. This is our biggest problem right now.
We find in Charlotte that because of the growing nature of the city that we have problems more every day with drugs and crime. Are you experiencing that as the two halves of Berlin come together?
Well, there is an explosion in crime already, like pickpocketing and things like that in the crowds and on the stations and so on. And we feel that this comes along with being a bigger city, being an open city.
Well, despite some of the problems of this reunification, this transition period, Deputy Mayor Stammer tells me that she is eager to get the message out to the international business community that ultimately reunification, she feels, means more economic opportunities for everyone in the long run. Now, here in Frankfurt, there is at least one optimistic banker, an American banker expressing cautious optimism. Justin Hunt is NCNB's representative here in Frankfurt. He assists and advises German companies already doing business in the southeastern United States. He says that if an American business is to come here and be successful, it must first overcome two obstacles.
Ja, wissen Sie, ob im Laufe des Tages zu erreichen wäre?
Justin Hunt knows those obstacles because they also apply to many of his German clients doing business in the U.S. The first obstacle is the misconception that what works in America will work overseas. American products that do well in the U.S. don't automatically do well here. And he says they often have to be modified before they're accepted by the Germans. The other obstacle is the pressure American stockholders put on business to show increased earnings every quarter. American businessmen who are used to thinking short-term must learn to be patient.
That would, in my estimation, be the single most difficult thing to overcome.
Not to expect a profit after the first quarter.
No, nor even in the first year or two, possibly. But to be prepared for some sacrifice in the short run to establish a good foothold here.
Do you think there will be a reluctance on the part of the German economic community to have U.S. companies either acquire companies here or start from scratch?
Not in the least. And I know for a fact that when American companies look around in a given area here to invest, that the local officials welcome that investment.
Words to the wise for American businesses. And tomorrow night on News 36 at 6, Karen and Rick, we will be taking a look at a Charlotte area business that is already making its mark, pun intended, here in the West Germany.
That's all right if you have a pun here and there. It's so late for you, Tom. It's good to see you, though. Thank you very much.
And we'll see you tomorrow.